Hi, I'm Rhonda, and this is Challenging Kitchen. Today, we're going to be making a budget-friendly but very tasty chicken pasta with a red sauce. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how. Here are the items that you're going to need. A 6-ounce can of any type of tomato paste, 2 plum tomatoes, 2 cloves of garlic, an onion, herbs de Provence, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and olive oil. This dish comes together rather quickly. And you can leave the red sauce at a simmer, stirring occasionally, and it's just going to enhance this. It's going to bring out all those flavors the longer it simmers. I'm using half an onion. Want to give them a nice chop here. Make them as fine as possible. This was a dish that I made way back in the early 90s. It was even more cost effective back then, if you can imagine. My goodness. There we go. Put that on my plate. Now I'm just going to go through here, got the ends there, and I'm just going to take out the seeds. There we go. Just like that. I've already washed these, so they were ready to go. Just gonna remove these. Trash bowl here. And I'm just going to give them a slice and then a little chop. About like that. Now, if you wanted to, you can take out the outer peel by plunging this before cutting. You can put this in some cold ice water to help get that skin off. These were those tomatoes that I got on sale. What a good price. There were all kinds of different tomatoes in that. That was a really good deal. Set that to the side. I'm going to smash up my garlic. You want the thickest part, and you want to hold it flat and hit it with the back of your palm. Smush it down. Good. And give this a rough chop. Nice. Let's go through, run your knife through it a couple of times. Get it the size that you would like to have. There we go. Set that to the side. Let me wash up here and I'll be back. I'm only going to be using 1/2 of 1 cutlet. Using the fillet knife, I'm going to try to make this as even as possible. Holding my hand down flat. There. I'm going to use this side. And I'm just going to cut it in little pieces. Remember, if you have a larger family, you can use the whole chicken breast. There. And now we're just going to saute this in the pan with a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to turn the stovetop on to about medium low. I'm going to add at least a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of the Herbs de Provence. You want to make sure the oil isn't really bubbling hot. What we're doing is we're just going to let this bloom out. It's going to permeate our oil with all that nice fragrance and flavor. It's going to bring it to life. Smells amazing already. This has basil, fennel, marjoram, parsley, rosemary, lavender, tarragon, and thyme in it, all in one little bottle. Love it. After a few minutes, I'm going to add my onion. Let those cook down just a little bit. Now, if you're using a fry pan or anything like that, it's going to heat up faster. This is an enameled pot, so it takes a little longer, but retains the heat. We're going to allow this to continue to cook until our onions are softer, and you'll be able to see that because they'll become more translucent than they are right now. This is smelling absolutely wonderful. I can smell the thyme and that sweet aroma from the tarragon. You know it's gonna be good. Just a couple more minutes here, and we'll be ready to add the garlic. All right, these have cooked down just enough. I'm going to add my garlic. And remember, we don't want this on a high heat. We want it low. There we go. Now I'm going to add my chicken to the outside of the pan. And wash my hands. I'm just going to move these around. See how they're not quite brown, so I'm just going to leave them there for a minute. Mix that garlic in. that our chicken has mostly cooked on all sides, I'm just going to remove it. Now I'm going to be putting this back in the sauce so it will continue cooking in the sauce. Excuse me, and it will become nice and tender. But those flavors are in the oil. Give this a little mix around. Bits. Now I'm going to add our paste. My spatula, there it is. Smell that concentrated tomato. Get that oil incorporated in there. Protecting our garlic now too. I'm going to start with 1 cup of water. Let's work that in. Now, if you had your pasta water, you could certainly use that, and it also thickens the tomato gravy or tomato sauce. But I do not have mine ready right now. Go. Now, depending on how much sauce you like, you could leave it like that and put your spaghetti in it. But I like mine a little bit saucier because I'm a saucy lady. And I almost forgot. A little bit of sugar. Gonna put a heaping tablespoon of sugar in the raw in there. Give that a mix. See, it's already looking delicious, isn't it? I wished you were here. The smells, that aroma that's just permeating through my house right now is amazing. Love it. Look at that. Nice. I can't wait to dive into this. Our sauce has been simmering for about 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is put my chicken in. And let it simmer another 15 minutes. Oh my gosh. Smells incredible. Oh, I love it. I think you're gonna like it too. I've got this on high, and I'm gonna add about a half a teaspoon of salt to the water. You could add more if you'd like. And we'll wait for this to come up to a boil, and I'm gonna put in half a box of Prince spaghetti. 'Cause it's Wednesday. Us in the older generation will get that. Wednesday, Prince Spaghetti Day. Anthony comes running home. It's awesome. It's an old commercial, but it's still relevant today. Wednesday is pasta day. I've checked the flavoring on my sauce, and I think it needs just a little bit more salt and a little bit more sugar. So I'm gonna add about a half a teaspoon of salt to my sauce and a half a teaspoon more of sugar. We decided that we are gonna have a little side salad tonight, so I'm gonna be doing that right now. Okay, the pasta water is just now coming up to a boil, and I'm gonna add just half of the box. And this is the thin spaghetti. The box directions say 9 to 11 minutes. If you want it more firm, you're gonna leave it on the 9-minute side. If you want it really tender, it would be 11 minutes. And we'll be back to plate it all up. Okay, our pasta is done, and I'm just gonna add it to our sauce now. I just used a little strainer. I still have my pasta water just in case I might need a little bit more liquid. We're just gonna toss this around together. Let me get my tongs. And show you what it's like. If you like a thinner sauce, add pasta water. If you like a thicker sauce, you could add more of the tomato paste, especially if you're cooking for a lot more people. I would just double the recipe. That's what I would do. But this looks good to me. That looks perfect. With a little Parmesan on top, we have a nice meal. I want to thank you for stopping by Challenging Kitchen today. I hope you do try this recipe. It's quick, it's easy, budget friendly, and most of all, it tastes absolutely delicious. Thank you, and God bless.